What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, bigboyfactsjonnytv, and tonight I'll go my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. So, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications when I premiere a brand new video on YouTube at 3 o'clock p.m. Make sure you guys follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. Let's talk about AEW. Now, AEW Dynamite, good show. That's all I gotta say. It's Wednesday night, you know what that means. AEW comes to you live from my home country of Canada for the first time ever. We kick off the show with Renee Pac Goulet. She welcomes us to Toronto and includes Canada on Christian Cage. Christian Cage comes out to a smattering of boos and applause. Renee asks how it feels to be back in Toronto. Christian says it's great, and as the face of Toronto and Canada, I am going to guarantee a victory tonight. It's 100%. It's like the Leafs losing the first round. Without further ado, my right hand of destruction. Luchosaurus music hits as he comes out to a negative reaction. Jungle Boy, Jungle Boy's music hits and the crowd goes crazy. They all join arms, swinging as Jungle Boy gets a hero welcome in Canada. Christian has joined commentary and gets spooked when JB walks by. Luchosaurus versus Jungle Boy. This was a good match. Jungle Boy immediately runs at Lucha, but gets caught. He fights back, but Luchasaurus keeps catching him. Jungle Boy with a big drop kick to Luchasaurus, and the big man is down. Spring to the outside and delivers an uppercut as he stares down Christian. Back in the ring now, Luchasaurus catches Jungle Boy and destroys him with a massive German suplex. Both men to the outside, and Luchasaurus now has a table set up. The crowd chants, "We want tables." Jungle Boy avoids a power bomb but gets thrown into the post instead. Jungle Boy avoids a slap as Luchasaurus hits the post, but now Jungle Boy is wrenching the arm around the post. Jungle Boy working on the arm, but Luchasaurus fights back. Luchasaurus drops him on the apron as we go to commercial break. Back from commercial, Luchosaurus is up against the table and Jungle Boy goes for a toe but gets caught in her Coronas. Luchosaurus into the post. Jungle Boy lifts up Luchosaurus, but he's too big. Luchosaurus gets super kick and is teetering. Jungle Boy with a huge sunset flip. Powerbomb. Holy, you know what? This crowd is unglued. Christian makes his way down from commentary and has a stare with Jungle Boy. Luchasaurus sits up Kane as Jungle Boy runs in and hits two super kicks, but gets flattened and hits with the Frostlizer 1-2 no kick out. Luchasaurus now has Jungle Boy up on the top rope, but Jungle Boy fights him off. Jungle Boy has Luchasaurus set up and hits a reverse 10 punches. Trio Wool for Luchasaurus, but he catches Jungle Boy and slams him in the mat. Huge choke slam, 1-2 no. Jungle Boy kicks out again. The crowd is super behind Jungle Boy and fights off Luchasaurus and hits a perfect bomb, 1-2 no. Jungle Boy trying for the kill switch, but Lucha catches him in an electric chair, and Jungle Boy spikes him. Kill switch to Luchasaurus 1-2 no. Snare trap. Luchasaurus is crawling to the ropes, but Jungle Boy traps his arm. Luchasaurus fights and barely gets to the ropes. Christian distracts Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus hits a huge top rope chokeslam, sets up for the burning hammer and hits it 1-2-3. The winner of the match, Luchosaurus. This was a good match. We cut to the back with Renee Paquette and the firm. Quickly, Matt Hardy and Private Party interrupt as it's been made aware that the firm The firm brought out Power Party. Ethan challenges Isaiah on Rampage and challenges Matt with his contract on the line. Commercial break. Back from the break, we see QT Marshall in the ring with the Factory talking about War Joe, and they get interrupted immediately. So we get the Factory, QT Marshall, and Nick Camarato versus War Joe, Samoa Joe, and Warlow. This was a quick tag team match. All four men start brawling in the ring as Joe already takes out QT with a senton and Manhattan drop. Samoa Joe with the the rapid fire punches to QT and goes for a muscle buster, but Nick stops him and Samoa Joe immediately chops him out and walks away from QT Marshall's splash. Warlow and with shoulder blocks and a big headbutt to QT Marshall. Wind up Larry by Warlow and Camarato tags in and eats a belly to belly. Nick gets him in the corner but runs into a spine buster right after. Warlow up top with a beautiful swanton. Samoa Joe with the Coquina clutch. Um, and Colorado pass out. The winner of the match, War Joe. Quick tag team match. After the bell, Warlow plays a powerbomb sympathy using QT as an instrument, and the crowd is eating it up. Just then, Prince Nana comes out with the embassy. Brian Cage says no one wants to see you guys tap out. QT and you screwed us last week. He asks if FTR are even here, and FTR music hits to a huge pop. Crowd is chanting FTR as they all smile, headed to the ring. The crowd is going absolutely nuts. Dax says he has the best partner for Rampage, and it starts at 10. 10. 10. It's the Pinnacle Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears comes out to a huge ovation. They mention he is from St. Catharines, and Spears throws Solo in the ring and gets laid out as the face celebrate in the ring. In the back, Tony is with Jericho and 2.0. Parker lays on Danielson and saying he made it personal how he broke the family up. Daddy Matchy turns his attention to Garcia and he promised they will do more than hurt him. Jericho says he has forced to hurt his little brother thanks to Brian. Sports entertainers win every time, but not tonight. I am the Lionheart, and I will outfight out wrestler and lead still the Ring of Honor, Ring of Ring of Jericho champion. Swerve Strickland versus Daddy Billy Gunn. Um, this match, was fine for what it was. Max Caster raps talks about beating down Sneaky Swerve and how he's getting put on ice like Austin Matthews. A big sister me daddy chant breaks out. He soaks it in and swivels his hips and gets a huge pop for the shirt removal. Billy with the first shot and takes control. Then a shoulder block and a time for good measure. Another shoulder block and a mooning from Daddy, you know what? Swerve with an elbow and a big drop kick. So we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Swerve is working on the left leg of Billy Gunn and avoids a back suplex and sends Billy Gunn out of the ring. Big diving knee drop from Swerve. Swerve back in and taunting Billy Gunn, hitting a big body shots and jabs. Billy Gunn counters with a big tilt, a world side slam as both men are down. Billy Gunn with a huge slam on Swerve and gets him up for a famouser. But Swerve ducks and hits a rolling flatliner. Swerve up top and hits the Swerve stomp 1-2 no. Billy Gunn kicks out. Swerve missed a kick and Billy Gunn tries for the one and only, but Swerve rolls through and grabs and grabs the ropes. 1, 2, 3. The winner of the match, Swerve Strickland. This match was fine for what it was. Okay. After the, after the match, After the match, the Acclaim come down for a scissor but are interrupted by Mark Sterling. They have a document standing Sterling now owns Sesame in pro wrestling, and that means the Acclaim can't do any more of their stuff, and the merch goes to him. They go to Scissors, but he stops them. He says they'll do it. They forfeit the titles and says he is willing to work with them and says Sesame Daddy. It says Sesame Daddy niece to a choice of booze. The commentaries run down the MJF slash Judo confrontation last week as Morris is backstage with MJF. MJF is interrupted by Stokely and calls out the interrupting troop. He says, "I am going to put you on timeout if you get in my business again. I will fire you. Take your you know what out of my shot. Thank you." He then says Regal is in villainous as Mary Poppins, and he isn't afraid to tell you a violent story. He says last week he doesn't know if he was shaking his hand. I know I know everyone hates me, but guess what? They don't have a clue knowing what it's like to always have to be the bad guy. I broke my hand punching my own reflection. You don't like me? Tough. You know what? I don't like me either. But that's what it takes to be a champion. So we go to commercial break. Um Yeah, we go to commercial break. Back from the break, we cut to Tony in the ring, and he runs down next week's Dynamite. He introduced Moxley. John Moxley comes through the crowd to a massive pop. The crowd is as vocal as ever. He makes his way to the ring. Tony asks him about next week and facing Paige. Moxley is pumped to be in Toronto. He says, "For 3 years, I have been a champion. Everyone wants what I have, but they haven't walked in my shoes. You have once in my shoes. You have a target. People want everything from you, whether it's success or failure. Some faster than others." I'm sorry. He says, "I don't have a luxury of doubt or hesitation. It's a dirty job, and you gotta be ruthless and dis- and discriminate." He calls out Paige next, and Heyman music hits. Page makes his way down to a nice ovation in some spangled jeans with very classy te- tassel, tassels attached it. Page Page offers his hand to Moxley without saying anything, and Moxley gives him the mic. "Whatever you have to say it to my face." "No, you just said it all last week. You said you respect me, and I would be lying if I didn't tell you that. Coming from you, it meant the world to me. I have watched it. I have watched you these past 3 years and respect you in and out of the ring. Haluva, father, wrestle, husband. I see I see the man I wanna be when I see you." They show MJF, and Page says he can watch whatever he wants. He gets upset that Mossy calls him a nice kid and asks if he's a kid. Mossy says he's exactly what he thinks. Some kid who knocked me off the ladder. Who knocked me off the ladder. Knock calls him a nice kid and asks if he's a kid. Mossy says that's exactly what he thinks. Some kid knocked me off the ladder. If you had the chance to take me out, you don't have the guts to pull the trigger. Okay. Paige talk about going for things with his best friends. Some who disappeared and some who haven't. He's pissed he can't sleep. Medicine isn't working, but I am still here because I am a man. He talks about the ups and downs of his life and he starts punching himself. Holy smokes, he is fired up. He says, I know what I have to do. I don't care who is there. I will beat you within an inch of your life and take back the thing I should have never let slip away. I have nothing now except a shot at my word. Tuesday is my shot, and tonight is my word. I will be the next AEW champion. Crowd is chanting MJF, and he looks like, oh my. Page says he wanted to face him man to man, and walks off. Marcy just smiles and stares at Page and walks up the ramp. Video package running down the lineage of Jericho as always champion. Enters splits splice with footage of Danielson and RH and AEW. It's been 5 years since Jericho wrestled in Canada, and he will run the legend of Bryan Danielson. So we get the ROH World Championship match: American Dragon, Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. All right, I'm gonna say this match was good. But I'm just gonna say this: the feud between Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho is boring. I can say that. But anyway, this match was good too. Danielson comes out to a huge ovation, as in Rick Cobb, Bonnie, and William Regal join commentary. Jericho comes out believe from Manitoba and as the Lionheart, including the theme. He flanked by Parker and Menard as Jericho is playing to his hometown crowd. Paul Turner is the official for the match as both men go for the code of honor. Jericho extends his hand and Bryan kicks it away. Bryan Danielson with a quick 2 count and into the uppercuts in a series of headbutts and knees. Bryan catches Jericho and slingshots him to the outside and hits a huge toe suicide. Body slam by Bryan on the rim and sends Jericho back in. Bryan relentless still with chops and headbutts in the corner and hits the 10 punches. Jericho responds with some of his own. Bryan fights back and chops away at Jericho into the other corner. As both men start chopping the out of each other, Jericho up top with Bryan Danielson hits a big Hurricanrana. Wow. Commercial break. Both men exchange forearms as Bryan whips Jericho into the ropes, but he hits a big counter DDT. He knocks Bryan off the apron and hits a triangle diving and splash to the outside. Bryan whips into the barricade, then sent back in the ring. Jericho heads up top, but Bryan counters Bryan up top and hits a massive butterfly suplex off the top rope onto the Libel lock. Bryan hammers at the ribs of Jericho and locks it in. Jericho tries to power out and is able to roll through and lock in the walls. Bryan is dead center of the ring. Daddy Magic is pulling the ropes back, but Bryan fights out and transitions into a mount and punishes Jericho with elbows and forearms. Then looks in his own walls. Jericho looks like he is going to tap out. Tap, but rolls up Bryan for a 2 count. Then eats a huge kick for a 2 count for Bryan. Both men are beating and battle Bryan with a hammer and anvil elbow to Jericho, but gets caught in an attitude adjustment. 1, 2, no. Jericho missed a Lion saw it, and Brian heads up top with a big knee. Brian back up top again for another knee. Brian goes for it in a third time and gets rocked with a code breaker. 1-2, no. Brian barely gets the shoulder up. Both men on their knees, exchanging blows, then gets to their feet and exchange shots. Brian moonsaults out of the corner. Jericho missed a Judas effect, but Paul Turner gets rocked. Double clothesline as both men are down. 2.0 throws the belt in the ring for Jericho. But Brian Danielson is slow to his feet. Garcia runs down and grabs the belt from Jericho, and he goes nose to nose with him, and Brian hits the knee. Garcia attacks Danielson. Holy smokes, he absolutely laid him out with the ROH Pure title. Danielson is completely out. Jericho with the cover as the referee comes to 1, 2, 3. The winner, the winner, and still your ROH, Ring of Honor ROH champion, Chris Jericho. Post match. So Jericho, yeah, yeah, Jericho, Jericho retains the ROH world champion. That was a good match. I ain't gonna lie. That right there was a good match. So I'm not gonna even gonna lie there. But Garcia attacks Jericho, and then he turns around and attacks Brian Danielson. He attacks Brian Danielson, but that was a good match. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good match. Post match, the Jericho Appreciate Society all hug and celebrate in the ring, but the BCC come out looking none to please. They surrounded the ring as Jericho Appreciate Society bell while the BCC check on Danielson. In the back, Renee is with Nia Rose, Marisha Fair, and Vicky Guerrero. They call Nia the TBS champion, and she says possession is 9 teeth of the law. Athena, Anna, Anna, Anna Jericho Appreciate Society walk up and challenge for the belt on Rampage. So we go to commercial break. So we get Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida and Toni Storm. This was a decent tag team match. Jamie Hayter gets a very positive reaction from the crowd as her and Britt Baker makes their way to the ring. Both Shida and Storm get nice little pops as they make their entrance looking all business. Shida and Hayter start off as Shida pushes Hayter and asks for Baker to tag in. Hayter fights back and hits a big chop, but Shida responds with a dropkick. Storm tag in and just clubbing on Hayter and follows with a big kick. She sends Hayter in the corner, but Baker distracts her, leading to a big boot. But Jamie Hayter as we go to commercial. So we back from commercial. Yeah, we back from the commercial, and Shida are now in the ring, and Shida with a flurry of elbows and a jumping knee on Baker. 10 punches now from Shida as Jamie Hayter breaks it up. But Shida breaks it up. Where is it? It says right here. 2 count from Shida for a 2 count. Jamie Hayter with a big backbreaker. Hold on, where was it? It says back from the break Baker and Shida are now in the ring, and Shida with a big flurry of elbows and jumping knee on Baker. 10 punches now from Shida as Hayter breaks it up, but Shida suplex her in the ring, but she suplexed Baker on to Hayter. Springboard Meteor from Shida for a 2 count. Hayter with a big backbreaker to break it up. Storm with a bulldog to Hayter, but Baker takes her out. Baker is looking for the lock, looking for the lock jaws, and as Hater and Baker double team Sheeta, stunned by Baker, 1-2 nose. Tony Storm and able to break it up and send Hater to the outside. Tornado DDT on Baker. Now then a sick Storm 0-1-2. Hater breaks it up. She fires up as the crowd is behind her, but Sheeta responds with a springboard kick as Storm takes out Hater. Baker with the cradle for two and transitions into the lockjaw. Sheeta rolls over 1-2 no. Sheeta hits the deal and Baker rolls through as both women exchange roll-ups and Sheeta gets the last one. 1-2-3. The winner of the match, Hikaru Shida and Tony Storm. That was a decent tag team match. Post match, both women shake hands as the commentators run down the Rampage card, including Mox and Claudio versus Butcher and Blade. We cut to a Butcher and Blade promo hyping up their match. Commercial break. So we get AEW All Atlantic Championship match. Pac versus Orange Cassidy. This was a fantastic good match. This was fantastic. Justin Roberts introduced us to our main event. This is the main event. So Justin Roberts introduced us to our main event as Orange Cassidy comes out to a big pop. He looks calm but focused as they run down. Pac and Orange Cassidy fighting the past few weeks. Pac also comes out to a good reaction and looks as angry and hungry as I have ever seen. Pac taunts Orange Cassidy as we kick off the main event. Orange Cassidy Orange Cassidy missed an orange punch and Pac takes him out with a big clothesline. Orange Cassidy back at it with forearms, but Pac sends him into the corner and follows with a kick. Pac puts Orange Cassidy's hands in his pocket and mocks and kicks. Orange Cassidy takes it as the crowd builds up, but Orange Cassidy comes back with a kip up, drop kick, and tope. Pac catches him and hits a sickening Falcon arrow on the floor. So we go to the final commercial break. Back from the break, Orange Cassidy was laid out with a tombstone during the break, and Orange Cassidy runs down the ramp. He is able to struggle his way to the ring and stumbles along the way and just makes it in before 10. Pac immediately locks in the brutalizer, and Orange Cassidy is Kelly fighting out of it and reaches the ropes with his foot. Pac eventually breaks the hold as he stalks Orange Cassidy, then heads to the outside looking for the ring bell. Bruce Ramsberg stops him, and Orange Cassidy flies over the ropes and then comes again with a huge tornado DDT. Pac stands back in the ring and another DDT. Orange punch, 1-2 no. Pac kicks out at 2.9. Pac was absolutely spiked on those DDTs. I love his selling. That was Pac sold that DDT really good, but Orange Cassidy heads up to the top rope, and Pac slowly rolls to the apron. Orange Cassidy shifts position but gets kicked in midair, but counters Pac and beach break on the apron. Orange Cassidy throws the pad off, but misses an orange punch, and then hits a Northern Lights into a brutalizer. Orange Cassidy is faded, but rolls through and reaches the ropes again. Pac goes for the hammer, but is stopped and cursed by Don Hansen. Pac slugs him, but Bruce catches him with the hammer and grabs another from under the ring. Orange Cassidy with a big punch. Orange Cassidy grabs the hammer and wants to use it, but hands it to Bruce and gets rolled up for 2. Orange Punch crowd is crazy as he hits another 1-2-3 new champ. The winner and the new AEW All Atlantic Champion Orange Cassidy. This was a good main event, as you can see the thumbnail right here. the thumbnail by itself. Post match, Confetti as best friends join him in the ring as they all hug because you got to give the people what they want. The commentators hype Rampage as we go off the air. Alright, I'm gonna say this one time only. Now, AEW Dynamite was a good show. It was just fantastic. The crowd was red hot. And that's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review and highlights, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below on what are your thoughts on AEW Dynamite tonight. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Turn on post notifications when I premiere a video at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And also, go follow my social media. My Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And tomorrow, I will be going live on YouTube. Then after that, and I will be going live on Twitch. That's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, this your boy, bigboyfactsjonnytv. Have a great night. Stay safe, and always stay positive and stay blessed. KFG crew, KFG Kings, Too Sweet. I'm out of here. Gang.